Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Mindset. I know it's been a while since my last video, and this inconsistent pattern in posting is definitely not what I set as a goal when I first started this, but there's been a lot of things happening and stuff I've been struggling with, and that's kind of what I want to talk about this week. And to preface this early on in the video, I'm not looking for pity here. I didn't think I would make this video, but I was talking to one of my close friends about what I was struggling with and why I hadn't been posting recently, and he just said make a video about it, because that's kind of what this channel was made for. We were talking about making goals, setting goals, going and trying to achieve them, and naturally we're not going to always achieve our goals, and just talking about what I'm struggling with and how I'm going to try to address the shortcomings that I'm having now, I think is beneficial, and I think he made a good point. Because I set out to make a video a week, and I didn't think that it'd be that difficult when I first started. But I've realized it's much more challenging than I originally expected. I definitely didn't fully appreciate all the work that YouTubers put into making videos. I was just always a consumer and never a producer. I kind of realized all the effort that goes into making new content and trying to come up with new ideas and all that kind of stuff, and it really gave me a new appreciation for that kind of work. I definitely fell into that typical fallacy where you try to act like you have everything figured out, but in all honesty, I definitely don't. I don't always reach my goals, and I definitely fall short sometimes. I feel like a lot of my content was kind of around stop being complacent, stop making excuses, try to achieve your goals, set goals, go out for them, and I kind of felt like a hypocrite trying to make a video like this, but part of the goal setting process and the goal achieving process is failure, and I'm falling short in the goal I'm trying to achieve, and I think that showing that struggle and showing that I don't have it all figured out, it may make me human, but it makes me more relatable. So I think my friend in the end was right. I should just make a video talking about what I'm dealing with and how I'm trying to work through it and trying to solve my own problem. So I'm gonna jump right into it and start talking about what I'm struggling with and what I'm doing to address those issues. Just to start from me personally, I definitely have been stretching myself way too thin and just trying to do more and more, and I've kind of realized that I just can't do it anymore. Like, I have the typical 9-to-5 job, technically working more 45 to 50 hours a week, and then I'm also trying to train in the weight room 5 times a week. I'm trying to do jujitsu 5 times a week, and then I'm also trying to make a video a week, and that typically takes like 5 hours worth of work and stuff like that, and that seemed all possible. And when you break it down like that and you really simplify it, it seems like a very achievable goal. Let me lay out my schedule, and maybe that'll make things more relatable and more understandable of what I'm dealing with. So to start, I normally get up around 4:15 on the days I'm working out, and I'll go to the gym and do my cardio and stuff like that and try to get home in time to be able to shower and back in bed for 6:30, or I'll take like an hour nap and then wake up at 7:20 to be able to start work. I typically work from around 7:20 to 4:30, and they can be ranged based off of like the needs of my client and stuff like that, but typically it's a 40-hour week and stuff like that. But once that's over, I'll jump into eating dinner and doing stuff like that, because I start at jujitsu at 6 p.m. So about an hour and a half window that I have open to do whatever I need to do between chores, hanging out with my fiance, hanging out with my dog, all kinds of stuff like that. After training, I typically get home around 8:10, and that's whenever I'll be able to go shower, and then I'll get done, try to be ready to do anything I need to do around 8:30, and that's typically where I start working on video stuff, but that's still only an hour and a half before I try to get in bed for around 10. And I used to be able to maintain this schedule. I thought it wasn't too hard, I wasn't too drained, but things have changed in the recent months, and that's what I'm gonna jump into next. In the last couple of months, I was switched onto a more demanding, more challenging client, which in transparency I asked for, so I can't complain, but it brought on this new feeling of mental fog, mental fatigue that I hadn't been dealing with before. So I used to be able to get off at 4:30 and start working on scripts, working on video ideas, and start shooting videos. But now when I get off at 4:30, I really feel like really not tired, but like drained. Like I had been sitting out in the sun all day, and I've just had all the energy sucked out of me. And I feel like I no longer have the mental fortitude, so to speak, to start writing, coming up with new creative ideas, new content, stuff like that, where it's just become much more challenging than what I used to have to deal with. So maybe I'm just getting too old for this. I don't know, 25 is the new 35? I don't know, just kidding, but I guess that kind of brings us to where we are right now, and now let's jump to what I'm going to do going forward. Between training, work, and also YouTube, I'm gonna have to come up with a more balanced schedule, or a more sustainable schedule that could actually be consistently made, where I'm not just falling off the face of the earth randomly for 4 weeks and then not making videos. I thought I was gonna work my way back into making a video a week, but I'm kind of accepting now that I'm only gonna sacrifice quality in order to make this quantity of videos, and I don't think it's really valuable for either me or the viewer. I'm currently looking at trying to dedicate a day after work just to YouTube instead of doing jujitsu and YouTube, and trying to see if that'll be a more maintainable, more scalable solution going forward. But I still don't have everything figured out in my life, and I feel like that's how it is for most people. But I am making one other change. I'm going to start aiming to making a video every 2 weeks instead of every week. And I think that's something that's also going to help make that transitional period better. And maybe we can come back to making a video a week after I'm able to like catch up and start streamlining stuff and build a backlog. But that's kind of the next change I'm gonna make. I feel like those changes are gonna make a balance where I don't have to sacrifice in every spot in my life, but I'm able to keep and maintain a schedule that's not gonna make myself burn out and not wanna do it at all. But that's kind of where I'm at. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not really looking for pity or anything like that. I feel like this video is gonna be much more relatable to some people because I'm not putting on a front, so to speak, of trying to show that I have everything figured out, because we all try to achieve goals and we all fall short at some points. Just keep moving forward, keep improving, and ultimately everything will end up working out in the end. I'm not gonna ask you to like or subscribe this week, but I do ask you to share the message and just talk to someone that you know that's struggling with their own goals, trying to figure things out, and let them know that other people are struggling as well, and that they just need to keep moving forward and that their efforts are appreciated and recognized. But with all that said, see you next time on Modern Mindset.